Hello all, happy spring. Welcome to April 1st. I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive and welcome to my weekly Dream Team Oracle reading where we tune in to the archangels, the ascended masters, our light beings, creature teachers, elementals, loved ones, and spirit. Anyone who wants to come on in from the other realms to give us guidance and insight into our week ahead. Thank you so much for joining. If you like what you see here, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always grateful to have newcomers. So let's open up the week. I want you to close your eyes. Take a couple of nice deep low belly breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's get ourselves centered. And I'm calling in all of our dream teams, also calling in the universe, universal consciousness. Come on in and give us the messages, guidance, information that we seek so that we can have a clear future, a clear path to where it is we're supposed to go. Thank you for making it so. All right, I am drawn to the Shadowscapes deck today. That's right where my hands went. Ooh. And that card is standing out. So what do we need to know this week? The sun. So of course it's spring, so we are all very anxious for the sun to come out and play. But also the sun represents truth. And let's see what they want to say about truth this week. The truth will out. I'm hearing that something is coming up for all of us this week. If you've been following me and watching me, you know that I've been getting a lot of sort of global and international and national information during the week, as well as the more personal. And this week is no different. Feeling like the truth will out. There are going to be some more revelations coming out, secrets being unlocked, revealed, unpleasantries, things that we really aren't going to be comfortable with. Take care. Pause and listen to the truth. See if it resonates with you. It's really important this week that we all, this is on an individual level as well as sort of a global level or a higher level. It's really important that we all this week make sure that we are very clear on how we feel about things. No wishy-washiness this week. It's time to choose. Choose, but choose wisely. You may have heard me say this before. More is lost through indecision than wrong decision. And I'm feeling like that is a very important thing to keep in mind when you're dealing with relationships and when you're dealing with communications with others this week. Making sure that you know what your truth is. You know what you believe and stand in that. It doesn't mean we have to be oppositional about it or aggressive about it. It feels more like not compromising, not saying, oh, okay, well, I agree with you, and or okay, I don't agree with you, but yeah, I'll go your way instead. It feels more like there's a right way to make both parties come together, and it's based in truth. Now, it's really important to keep in mind as well, I have my truth, you have your truth, and somewhere there is a sort of a universal truth or another truth in the middle. Oh, and universal, we're going to talk about that in a second. So it is important to recognize that there are varying degrees and perspectives on truth. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. It feels more like standing in the feeling of knowing what it is that you believe and trusting that your beliefs are going to be able to be felt by you, expressed by you, without having to stomp on somebody else's truth and belief, even if it doesn't quite match yours. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure how they're going to show us that exactly, but this feels individual and it feels like communication with others. I'm also seeing sunlight being sort of brought down on everything. So everything in your life, anything that has been in shadow, anything that has been in hiding, it needs to come out. It needs to see the light of day. So this refers to fear. Anything that you are fearful of this week. Do an experiment. Even though you're fearful of it, step to the other side of it. Pretend that you're not fearful of it. What would you do if you weren't fearful? What would you do if you knew that you were completely and utterly protected by Source? So something pops up and you're not feeling great about it, but you're afraid to sort of move ahead with it because you don't want to offend anyone, insult anyone. You don't want to make the right decision. You don't want to fail. You're afraid to make the wrong choice. Whatever it happens to be, step into another person's shoes. Step into the shoes of you, the confident you, the you that knows what you believe to be right at the core of you. Step into that and see where it takes you. The sunlight coming down on things and showing things, exposing things, is important for all of our growth, everybody's growth this week on an individual basis. And I'm hearing a lot of personal growth and inner truth coming out. Inner truth. So be prepared this week. A lot of things are going to be coming through, coming to light from within. And this is not necessarily something you're going to share with somebody else. This is more of an aha moment or an enlightened moment for you. More self-awareness, understanding of where you come from on a particular issue, or perhaps you have changed, you've shifted how you believe about something. So I'm really hearing a lot about belief and standing in the power of your own truth without stomping on everybody else to get there. Interesting. And before and there was something I was saying I was going to talk about, and now I can't remember what it was. Okay, I'll add an addendum if it comes back to me. So I was told to pull from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck today. Oh, and this one is standing out here. So what are angels and ancestors? I'm telling you, people, you can't make this shit up. Mountains, stand your ground. So what did I just talk about? Truth, standing in your power, knowing what you believe. And it's okay that other people don't believe it, but it's okay for you to stand in what you believe. Stand your ground. Something I also get about mountains, when I go into a reading for somebody, and they haven't given me sort of a direction on where they want to go, and it's just sort of a blind reading or a cold reading, more often than not, I got a little bug in here. More often than not, the dream team comes through and says, here's a picture of a mountain. And the mountain represents the journey they're on and the aspect of the journey they're on. And depending on, how close or how far away the mountain is, depending on how the mountain looks, are you on the mountain? Are you looking at the mountain? Is the mountain off in the distance? Is it in the dark? Is it in the light? That tells me a lot about what is going on for you in that space. And I'm feeling here that this is no different. I'm feeling like for us, as the human race, I'm feeling that the mountain that we are on right now, the journey that we are taking, and the hurdles that we're facing with that, I feel like we're on the mountain. So here they've got a little bit of reflection. There's a brown reflection, and then there's the gray mountain on top. And I feel like we're right about here. So we're right sort of in the middle, just under the middle of the mountain is what I'm seeing. And I'm feeling like the standing your ground, it's about creating groundedness, creating centeredness for yourself, making decisions from a place of a thoughtfulness, giving some thought to where things are at, paying attention to another person's beliefs, being aware of the fact that there are different perspectives floating around in every given situation. And it's okay for you to stand your ground and come from that centered place of knowing within yourself, because you are sort of on that journey of learning what makes you tick, learning what keeps you focused on your particular goal, and as well the goal of humanity, where it is that we're all heading. So I'm really feeling like the stand your ground is about foundation. I feel that we are in the process of building and establishing a foundation for this journey that we are on. How can you apply that to your individual life? Look around, pay attention. What is the ground that you're standing on? Is it solid rock? Is it shale? Is it sand? Is it water? Is it mud? Is it quicksand? What is the foundation that your life is built on? And if you are feeling like you're on shaky ground or that foundation really isn't supporting you, maybe it's time to take a look at your belief system. Is your belief system still working for you? Is it supporting you in where it is that you want to go? Is it a firm, solid foundation from which to grow? To grow as an individual, as well as to grow as a community, and to grow as humanity. We all play our part. We are all teachers and we are all students to one another. We all play our part and we are all here on this planet together. So even though we feel very individual, we have our own individual lives and our own individual paths, our own goals, ultimately we are working towards oneness, working together to help support everyone's goals. So I really feel like that's an interesting message coming through for this week. Let's pull a feather from the feather jar. Well, this one, I just can't take my eyes off. Paint your story. You seem to be getting this one a lot lately. Paint your story. So I was really drawn to the color actually today. The color is the sort of that pink magenta color. Heart-centered, heart-focused, heart-based, expanding the heart. The heart always gives you what the real truth is. And that is the truth for you as well as for everybody else. What is in your heart? And when we're talking about painting your story, when we're talking about standing your ground and building foundation based on your belief system, based on your truth, paint the story. Where do your beliefs come from? Is it something you feel in your heart, or is it something that has been overlaid on you by others? Maybe it's opinions of others. Maybe it's a belief that you have based on an experience that you had many, many, many years ago. Is it still active today? Is it still something that is applicable to your life and where things are? Is it applicable to your reality today? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. If it isn't, paint your story. I'm feeling that I'm also hearing, there are creative ways to communicate. Again, like I talk about, truth is kind of a tricky subject sometimes. We don't always like to hear the truth, but what is the truth? There's a universal truth, and then there's your truth and my truth. And sometimes we don't like to hear that because it can create conflict. Well, maybe it's not about creating conflict anymore. Maybe it's about coming from your heart-centered space and being creative in how you work with another to express your beliefs and listen to their beliefs and find common ground. Find common ground. You can't make this shit up, people. You just can't. Thank you, Dream Team, for a wonderful message for us this week of April 1st. Oh my goodness, we are already into the second quarter of 2019. I wish for you guys all an amazing week. I want to give a shout out here if you're interested this Thursday. I guess that's the April 4th, if I'm doing my math correctly. April 4th, we've got another Ground, Guidance, and Grow. Love doing these. It's the first Thursday of every month. It helps to set the tone for the month. It is a random card pull that gives us the theme of the month. And then we do a guided meditation that comes through me based on the card, so I never know what's coming through. And it helps to ground us into the theme for the month, how it's going to apply for us. And then each individual who participates, whether you're in person at the time, or actually it's an online event, so whether you're present at the time at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, or you're not able to make it and you receive the recording later, as long as you're signed up for the event, you get your own personal reading. So your dream team connects with you, and oftentimes it's Archangel energy that comes through and gives you very practical, tangible advice for how you can apply this theme to your life moving forward into the month to reach your goals and get you where you want to be. The event is $25. Please come out and join us if you would like. It's a limited amount of people. We like to keep it as small and intimate as possible. Would love to have your energy there. If you're interested, feel free to check out my website, theblackfeatherintuitive.com. We can post a link here in the YouTube channel as well if you'd like to check that out. And if you're a Facebook follower, check out my Facebook page, The Black Feather Intuitive. Thanks so much, guys. Take care and have an amazing week. Stand your ground. Be in your beliefs. Examine your beliefs, and if you need to shift something up, shift it. And if you're fully in your belief and it's working for you, stand in your belief. Take care, guys.